Gottlieb Daimler Stadium. The Argentinian national anthem. Imagine having to learn the words of that at school. Germany, historically Europe's leading World Cup nation, against Argentina, so many people's favourites to win the competition in 10 weeks' time. What real lessons we learned tonight? This German side's without 14 big names, putting England's Beckham crisis into perspective. The latest to fall foul of a crisis, Christian Ziege with a foot injury. Bert Schneider picked up a heavy cold over the weekend. Oliver Kahn, a tummy bug. Didi Hamann limped away from training with an ankle injury yesterday. Jens Jeremies plays only his second international since 7 months out with a knee strain. Jörg Burmer returns for the first time since England's 5-1 romp in Munich. Jeremies and Ramelow will anchor the midfield, allowing Michael Ballack the freedom to look for his 7th international goal in 9 games. Bierhoff up front has 33 from 61. Klose hit a hat-trick against Israel in February. That England defeat was Germany's only setback in the last 13 months, but don't be fooled. At 33, Bierhoff is creaking, and despite the introduction of 21-year-old Dortmunder Christoph Metzelder for a 3rd cap, the back 3 and the midfield lacks pace. Argentina boss, the demanding Bielsa, has also been frustrated in his plans to field his strongest side in this his last warm-up game. Batistuta picked up a head injury for Roma at the weekend. The manager's also without the likes of Ayala, Juan Verón and Ariel Ortega. Diego Simeone, David Beckham's old foe, is back though after a knee operation. He played half an hour for Lazio at the weekend. He's on the bench. Quiroga of Sporting Lisbon was one of the Italian-based players involved on the dodgy passport investigations, but was cleared. It's his debut. Sorin's the only South American-based player in the lineup. He'll be on the left, and he'll play left wing-back in the summer. In the absence of Crespo and Batistuta, it'll be interesting to see which of the front 3 goes through the middle. There's no place for the comeback kid Claudio Caniggia at 35, not even on the bench as he bids for a 3rd World Cup finals. The referee there is from Spain, Manuel Mejuto Gonzalez. Interesting Argentinian formation, Joe, is at the end of the road, though, for Kinnicha now.
Well, it would seem so, Jonathan. The competition now is just too hot. If you look at the three forwards they have on view tonight, no Batistuta, no Crespo, and there's so much talent. They have technical brilliance in abundance, but they do have defensive frailties.
Well, it's an interesting Argentinian formation, as we say. The three up front with Aymar supporting. You look at Ortega to come. You look at Gallardo, who's had a fine season with Monaco. Yet another player to be dubbed the new Maradona, and it is an awesome Argentina England will face in Sapporo. So it's the nation we've learnt how to conquer at last on the football field against the nation we must learn how to conquer by June the 7th. And this is Pochettino, who plays his football in France for Paris Saint-Germain, slamming it forward. And in the heart of the midfield, watch for the tussling Almeida. Tigerish, says he's going to pack it in 2 or 3 years' time at the end of his contract and won't have any more involvement with football, even though those sort of tigerish qualities, according to the Argentinian press, would have him earmarked for a coaching role. And also the back is Pochettino with the similar long haircut. Germany in the unfamiliar grey have this first attack and first free kick. Ballack to the edge of the penalty area in brilliant form. Squeeze through and away, and giving chase will be Almeida. Well, he's no nonsense. We know that about it. Frinks prepares to take the free kick, then trots away. It'll be swung in, I would imagine, by Burma.
Argentina don't want to give too many free kicks away, though, Jonathan. I mean, the one strong department the Germans are was with Ballack and Bierhoff, particularly strong in the air.
There's Burma's free kick for Germany. It's given such a torrid time by David Beckham and the England crew in Munich last September. He hasn't appeared for his country since Burma. This is Frinks of Werder Bremen. Look at the talent missing for Germany, like Heinrich and Scholl, and Deisler has a bad knee injury, and Ziegler, who won't make the World Cups, he's out with a calf strain. Bode, Ziege, Neuville. And, well, that's a hefty old squad as well, but does it lack that creativity, I wonder? Sharpness at either end. That's Novotny away. So question marks against his positional sense, opened up by the England victory in the autumn.
I don't think he's recovered from that game from Michael Owen and company. Novotny at the time was being talked about all over Europe as the next centre-half to have a big move. But he just hasn't quite recovered from the touting against England, Jonathan.
Cavaliero there, the Argentinian goalkeeper, getting a run out. German Burgos, the #1 choice, is on the bench. Went to World Cup at 98 but didn't play. Now, this is Jens Jeremies and Ballack to Burma. Metzelder, in his third game. He started on the left of the centre-back trio with Linker on the right-hand side, the Bayern defender. Offside flag raised, I think, to the middle against Bierhoff.
I think we saw in the playoff game how naive the Ukraine were against Ballack and his forward runs, but already Almeida is picking him up, and it certainly won't be quite so easy for him tonight. But as Liverpool found to their cost, he has a talent for drifting into the box. He's an exceptional finisher, and probably Germany's brightest light at the moment.
1970, Germany put pay to England hopes. In 82 and 86 it was Argentina. In 90 it was Germany again, and in 98 on penalty kicks it was Argentina. Seeing there a picture at the back for Argentina of Quiroga, the Sporting Lisbon player who's on his debut. Facundo Quiroga, 24 years of age, went on loan to Napoli where he picked up that problem with the passport, but he was cleared of any wrongdoing. Dual nationality for the last 4 years. Argentina, the first side to qualify for World Cup 2002 with 4 matches to spare. The CONMEBOL tournament, the South American qualifying. Samuel of Roma, big powerful player. the throw. Little push. Free from Spain. Sees the free kick and gives it away of Sorin in Argentina. Samuel will take it. Up front, will he look there for Claudio Lopez? Piojo, they call him. I believe it means the flea. This is Ballack. Being across to cover and get it away was Samuel once again. And eventually Linker is pulled up.
He's an exceptional defender, Walter Samuel. Very quick, very hard, strong, no messing. Certainly is a test for Germany, who can be described as lightweight up front. When you look at only Ballack in the squad has scored in double figures for his country.
That's a good little player, Aymar, who's won the free kick of Valencia. He once played in the same River Plate side as Saviola, who's now at Barcelona, Juan Pablo Angel and Ortega. Some talent there. Little push on the back of Bierhoff by Samuel, who international teammate Zanetti calls the hardest defender in the world right now. There he is. One of his heroes in life, Daniel Passarella. Now there was a hard man at the back. Pochettino with the cover. On the ball. First of the night goes Germany's way.
I think Argentina have just discovered who the home team are. First corner.
There are a number of pale blue and white striped shirts in the crowd. I'd say around about 1,000 of them here in the 54,000 capacity stadium. Bomo with the corner kick. Free header straight at Cavaliero, but it was the man who was the hero of Euro 96 who was given that freedom in the box, Bierhoff.
Well, he's done what he's always done. He's just got in front of a defender. His timing's excellent. Lent across and got his header in. As we said earlier on, you know, they might have a slight weakness in the air, and Bierhoff will certainly expose that.
Bomo, who stayed away here on the right-hand side, having taken the corner kick, but Samuel will clear. On the line was Kili Gonzalez. Sorin of the Cruciero club gives chase there with the long hair. Now, it breaks to Claudio Lopez. Aymar. Chance for Zanetti. Into Aymar once again. Very dangerous. Good, clean, quick, precise attack by Argentina. Broke down in the end. And now Klose was away. And the referee waves away the protest of the German and gives the decision away of Pochettino. Play on. Now this is Almeida.
I think he was just good defending here. You see Pochettino just got his body across. There's no real contact.
Interesting to see Sorin's role early on. He's wandering in off this left-hand side and leaving Kili Gonzalez almost as the left wing-back. Now Sorin comes back, you see the cover at the bottom of your picture. Free kick given against Almeida, and the referee from Spain wants a word for the foul on Michael Ballack. Barmer will take the free kick for Germany. Jörg Barmer scored one in his 5 internationals to date. It was from the spot against Hungary, all the way through to the goalkeeper.
Well, it was ambitious and it was quite well struck, but I don't think you're ever going to test an international goalkeeper from that distance.
Scored both goals in the German Cup final a few years ago for Schalke. And then against Union Berlin. Zanetti missing out on the challenge. Pochettino forward. Barmer again, Ballack the dummy. And look for Claudio Lopez.
See Walter Samuel, uncompromising defender, very much in style of the great Passarella. Left-sided, very quick, very strong, well-timed tackle.
Really playing with the 3 up front, are they, Argentina, that they normally... Kili Gonzalez is playing in a more reserved role than he's used to. In comes the prodding cross from Frinks. Argentina do prefer this 3 up system with one just behind Aymar. That's a foul by Frinks. Lemar or Ortega just behind, and normally it's Crespo or Batistuta through the middle, and then Kili Gonzalez to one side and Claudio Lopez to the other. I just wonder if Sorin's wanderings is causing that problem for Kili Gonzalez, his own teammate. What do you think? He's now gone back to left full-back down below, left wing back.
I think he's just given a free roll to go and get the ball wherever he can, Sorin. And if he has to defend this side, well, so be it.
The World Youth title in 1995. Went to River Plate as well, and brief spell Sorin as a teenager at Juventus. Here he is. Scarcely follically challenged, is he?
Many a woman would be proud of that mane.
That's Bierhoff. Away from Sorin. Gonzalez with the block challenge that came off. Oliver Bierhoff again. He was only in Euro 96, according to rumour, because his wife told Bertie Vogt's wife, who then told Bertie to pick him. Not too sure whether that was true. He turned out to be a hero anyway.
He's certainly been a great goal scorer with a goal every 2 games, but when you look at the past German strikers, Müller, Riedler, Klinsmann, Rummenigge, they really are struggling up front for power.
Had a play, throw into Germany. The average age of this German side pushing 28, and that's with the introduction of Metzelder in there at 21. Glosser, who's 23. Kili Gonzalez, it was blocked. This is Frinks. Gonzalez got back at him. Free kick given against Kili Gonzalez, the Valencia player. To the consternation of his manager. Little nudge in the back just as he went to challenge. Well, they don't want any more injuries, Germany. They really do have many a problem. Novotny's playing isn't 100%. Ricken, who's on the bench, isn't 100% either. Caballero punches it away. Almeida clears. This is Gustavo Lopez. Quiroga. And Almeida. Little dink, but it didn't carry any weight. Closer of Kaiserslautern, bundled down. Argentina, over the years, have attracted criticism for cynicism. What they're doing there is breaking up any sort of rhythm there that Germany can build in the middle third of the field.
Well, I think it's a bit of both. If Argentina have attracted criticism for their tackling, maybe Germany have attracted criticism for their tumbling, and I think that was more the second than the first.
Burma stands to the right of this. Novotny is in there as well in the mix, and Ballack is to the left. It'll be Michael Ballack to come forward. 6 goals in his last 8 internationals. Jeremies is just behind him. 4 men in the Argentinian war. 12 minutes gone. Ballack it was, deflected. The second corner of the game for Germany.
I think the Germans will be pleased with their start, Jonathan. You know, they've been the more dangerous of the two sides. The Argentinians, as always, look quite lethargic when they're on the ball, and then all of a sudden they burst into action. But you know, there's not been too much of that. Germans have had the one effort on goal, and here's a chance for number 2.
Aimed at Frinks at the near post. It's at the far. It's off the post, and it's bundled away in the end by Aymar.
Well, what a miss! I think you'll find as it's flicked onto the far post, it's a good corner. Great delivery, one of those that someone's got to deal with, a defender, but in actual fact it's flicked on, and well, having got there, he should score.
It was
Linker
who got in there, and Aymar eventually cleared, but the referee saw the infringement and gave the free kick. But I wonder, as Linker came in, whether it came off Pochettino last. It was very nearly an own goal.
I think it was a good delivery, and as I said, someone's got to touch it, but well, he's given a free kick, which is harsh, but nevertheless it was a miss.
Wouldn't have counted. Caballero clears it away, and he didn't look too positive, did he? Lessons can England learn then? Well, he won't be the number 1, Caballero, in the summer. Burgos will be back in goal. We're looking maybe at Chamot back again. Simeone, Ayala will be there, I would have thought, Ortega, Batistuta or Crespo up front. And a free kick for Germany. And look here then for Bierhoff. Nudged by Ramelow, takes the return. Away by Pochettino. Novotny to Ramelow once again. Good defending, stood up. Pochettino got a clip late on as well after the ball had gone. This is Zanetti. Heart of midfield, Aymar joining in, Kili Gonzalez from the deflection. Gustavo Lopez was forward. Pochettino's okay now, but glaring back downfield at Ramelow, making his feelings known. Almeida to Samuel. Only team to beat them in qualification, Brazil. But they've picked up a number of draws recently, Argentina. It's good work by Burma. They drew in Wales, drew in Geneva against the Cameroon.
Considering there's supposed to be 50,000 here, there's not an awful lot of atmosphere for a game of this standing, which I suppose will be a top quality friendly by anyone's rating.
Sorin. Danger here then. Claudio Lopez is in the middle. Sorin has a second top chance. Kili Gonzalez. Aymar. Zanetti's got a real poke. Leaves it for Gustavo Lopez. Cuts it back to Aymar. Drag back. Aymar. Twinkle toe. Pokes it. And a good early field for Lehmann in that German goal. In for the world's best, they say, Oliver Kahn, who's sick and only on the bench with a tummy bug, and not a bad stop actually.
Well, that's the first time we've seen the true Argentina. Great build-up, lots of accurate passing and individual brilliance in the box by Aymar to get his shot away.
Zanetti tumbles under the challenge there of Ramelow. Play on. Oh, it's another good effort by Aymar. Well, whether it's him in that role or Ortega, they'll get forward and support the front two, the front three. And offensively, Argentina are so very, very strong. This is a team that rattled in 42 goals in qualification in 18 games. Aymar back to Zanetti. You look at them defensively as well, Joe. Pochettino's had a cracking season for Paris Saint-Germain. And, you've got Samuel there as well, and you've got the old warhorse Chamot perhaps to come back, and Sensini as well.
Oh, they're not short in any department, Jonathan, but they were a little bit sloppy against Wales. They conceded goals when there was no need to against the Cameroons, and they've got the defenders. They just haven't quite hit the rhythm yet.
And Jeremies, 7 months out with a knee injury, crumples again under Aymar's challenge. Zanetti, Burma was caught ball watching. Zanetti's breezed beyond him. That's poor play by Burma. This is Gustavo Lopez. Jeremies, midfield be the player again that he was. He's 28 years of age, Jeremies. Look there on the edge of the penalty area for Gustavo Lopez of Celta Vigo. This is Aymar, who's beginning to run things. Almeida in there as well, so to Sorin. Overhead. The effort in the end by Claudio Lopez, easily set.
Well, all of a sudden, 3 attempts in 5 minutes on goal, and the Argentinians have sprung to life.
Hasn't been a great success in Italy, Claudio Lopez, because of the injuries at Lazio. Ballack. Burma has space now. Zanetti slowly closed. Ballack was caught late again. He's unhappy with the Aymar challenge. Wasn't a good cross at the end of it. So twice he just left the little foot in there. And eventually they shake hands.
I don't know. You're never too sure, Jonathan, when the Germans come down. They do like a tumble. Seems fine.
Very strange atmosphere here. This is one of the 12 grounds chosen for World Cup 2004, with Dortmund and Frankfurt, Karlsruhe, Hamburg, Hanover, Kaiserslautern, Cologne, Leipzig, Munich and Nuremberg, Berlin. card is being flourished here. Jens Jeremies was at the heart of it, and I think Jeremies just about had enough of one or two of the Argentinians leaving a foot in. Aymar, in particular, Kili Gonzalez is the man there he's having words with. And Gonzalez was unhappy with the Jeremies challenge. But it's Aymar. You see him just pointing there at Aymar and saying, enough's enough. Irate.
Yeah, for a friendly game, it's all getting a little...
Oh, that's a bad challenge.
That's a nasty tackle. That's a sending off in any game. I think the fact that it's a friendly has kept him on the pitch, Jonathan. That is a bad tackle.
That was a shocker.
I think that was a little bit of afters from previously, and they must have felt that there was a bad foul on him earlier on when he went down. But that was a horrific tackle.
Well, Aymar's put in two, hasn't he? He caught Ballack moments ago. Jens Jeremies had disciplinary problems in the past. He once criticised Eric Riebeck, the coach, and was dropped. Linker blocks. Kili Gonzalez. That time it was Novotny. Kili Gonzalez from Almeida. Tagged by Ballack. The referee's got to step in and stop all this. This is nonsensical.
Well, I think he said enough's enough. I mean, all the early fouls seem to be on the German players, and now they've decided to exact a little bit of revenge. And the referee's decided this is it. We're going to get hold of this game.
What a cheap booking, Joe, that close to the touchline now. He's going nowhere. He can't do anything with the ball.
You can see Rudy follows incensed. He feels it's all a little bit unfair at the moment. It was a petty foul rather than the Jeremies foul, which was absolutely disgraceful.
Pochettino forward. Linker away. Jeremies with a cooler head. Frinks stumps it. So, of course, watching with interest on this one, on tape no doubt, his side in action tonight. Mick McCarthy, the Irish manager, who meets Germany in the summer. Aymar, the little midfield buzzer. And into Jeremies. Ramelow away. Bierhoff struggling for goals in Monaco, only has 4 this season. Aymar turned into trouble. Kili Gonzalez, sorry, making the run through the middle. Almeida. Zanetti. Walmer went to ground too easily. Gustavo Lopez. Oh, that's a lovely turn. Ballack toe-ends it away. Kili Gonzalez. Dispossessed by Klose. Germany can't get out of their half. Argentina ranked second in the world behind the champions France at the moment. Klose, that's got to be a yellow card, I would have thought, for Samuel. And this is all very needless, but England look on. Sven-Göran Eriksson, Scholes, Beckham, etc., etc. I'm sure David Beckham will be fit, because this is the treatment that's going to be meted out in Sapporo.
The boys are back in town, and again a terrible late tackle, and all of a sudden we've game on our hands. It's all getting a little bit nosy, a little bit nasty. Got to calm down. Remember, it is a friendly.
Left a bad taste in the mouth, that challenge. Indeed, if any of you watching were in Saint-Etienne, as I was in the summer of 1990, it didn't that whole evening leave a bad taste in the mouth. The Beckham sending off, the fact that a lot of Argentinian supporters were given tickets. England were strictly rationed with their tickets. The way the Argentinian players go to the England players afterwards. Well, we're midway through the first half. Pat Nevin, what are your thoughts?
Well, I thought the Germans started very well, and then the Argentinians just get moved into another gear there for 5 minutes. But I think the story of the first half so far, so the first 5 minutes, the Argentinians have been kicking lumps out of the Germans, and I think the Germans done well to hold off, and they've just had enough of it now. The referee didn't take control of it early enough, and they're taking their own retribution now, and the referee really has to calm it down. I feel sorry for the Germans, because they're not in the worst.
Klose with a shot away. Deflected, and Germany have their third corner kick. Bomo will take it. This one would, I would imagine, curl away. And they've sent the new boy in towards the near post. Christoph Metzelder, at 1.91 m tall. It's aimed deeper than that. Linker arrived. Gilly Gonzalez. Turned it back into trouble though. Linker had stayed forward. Actually the touch away. Fritz, Linker. Out by Samuel. First to it was Novotny. Ramelow, I beg your pardon. Here he is again. Chested down, eased away by Almeida. It's a poor ball, wasn't it?
Almeida's almost gone man for man with Ballack, and no, they seem determined they're not going to be caught with a sucker punch.
Poor ball in though by Linker, man of 30 caps experience, 32-year-old Bayern Munich defender. Expect a lot of substitutions tonight. Both sides naming 7 substitutes, and Gallardo's warming up, I think, already for Argentina. Samuel. England meets Argentina on the 7th. They open their campaign in Ibaraki against Nigeria. Germany meet Ireland in Ibaraki on the 5th of June. Enemies has dropped deep. Aymar was on his shoulder. Bouma. Metzelder enterprising. Cut away by Zanetti, saw the danger. Ballack, a little bit of time. Frinks. Soren was ball watching. Diving header up and away by Pochettino. Didn't have any length on it.
I mean, the Argentinians are such a moody side. For the 5 minutes that they were almost brilliant there, they created 3 decent chances, and now they've gone back into their shell. They're almost sulking, moody, looking to foul. Wow. Again, I thought that was a foul.
So did I. Gustavo Lopez, not given. They're in a right mess here now. This is Bierhoff! They look so jittery at the back, Argentina. Quiroga on his debut was in there, didn't really ever clear it away.
Well, it's a good chance here. Comes in on Bierhoff's weaker side, his left foot, and he's hit the target, but not with any great strength. Decent chance though. Germany can be well pleased with their first half.
Gilly Gonzalez. Sergio Lopez is there. Gustavo Lopez went for the placement and flicked up and over by Novotny. A really good opportunity for Gustavo Lopez.
Well, they had so much time there, so much room. The whole German defence was pulled over to the right, and Lopez found himself clear on the right-hand side of the pitch with Zanetti around him as well. Either of them could have had a shot there.
Argentina going to make a change as the German manager looks on. Rudi Völler. Argentina's first corner kick. Beyond Sorin, in the far stick. Samuel was in there. Here by Almeida, who'd held back to cover on close-up. He's a very demanding coach, the Argentinian. He's kept them here at a very sparse training camp south of Stuttgart. Is he the problem there? Aymar, bright start, and he took that shocking challenge by Jeremies.
I think it's as a result of that, and he's obviously quite important to them. I don't think they'll take any chances.
That's Manuel Bielsa we're seeing there. He used to play centre-back with Rosario, but he quit to take up coaching in his mid-20s.
Almeida again tidying up there. He looks an excellent player, reading danger in front of the back 3, decent with the ball. I think he's declared himself as one of the best players in Serie A. So
don't think he's without confidence. Vince Lehmann away. Flinks has done well for him. Linker to Bierhoff. Approaching the last quarter hour of the half. Kili Gonzalez. Clario Lopez. Sorin to Kili Gonzalez. Clario Lopez round about the penalty spot. It's aimed at Gustavo Lopez. Zanetti gives chase now. Bomber will clear for Germany. Ballack. Lacked a little bit of zip on the turn. Almeida was there. He's certainly the most influential player out there, I would say. Box to box. Zanetti. Aymar didn't really show for him, did he? Went and hid in behind Ramelow, as if he was fighting shy of picking up the ball. I wonder if he is struggling. Gallardo is warming up on the bench. Well, he's not fighting shy of putting a foot in the challenge. Aymar is cautioned. A bruising opening half hour of 4 cautions, and Aymar is disappearing. Well, it was the foul on him by Jens Jeremies, I'm sure. He's limping away, and the man who will replace him is Marcelo Gallardo of Monaco, who therefore comes up against his club teammate Oliver Bierhoff. He is 25 years of age, Gallardo. 41 caps. He's not as creative a player. He's not as nippy a player as Aymar. Been outstanding this season for Monaco. He had a big row with Didier Deschamps. He named him as a substitute for a game against Guingamp, and he refused to go on the bench. He had a massive row, but he's pledged his future to Monaco. Long, long by Novotny. And there's the man who forced, effectively, Aymar out of the game.
That was a terrible tackle. It's one of those that we'll remember, actually. I think that'll go against his name for a long time. And whether or not it was retribution or just sheer revenge, it really was a bad tackle.
Old World Cup adversaries from the '86 final won by Argentina 3-1. 1990, Germany gaining revenge with the Bremer penalty.
I'm disappointed in Zanetti up to now, Jonathan. I think he's an excellent player, very graceful, very quick, very direct, but he just hasn't done much at all yet. I haven't got him going down that right-hand side, where he packs a ferocious shot and, as I say, outstanding pace.
Even without star names playing, see how Argentina stand up against top-notch European footballers at international level. They have so much experience at club level, of course. That's offside. Played Italy in a friendly about 14 months ago and won 2-1, and drew in England in March of 2000.
You just wonder sometimes about their mentality. They've obviously come out here to mix it today and show how physical and strong they can be. I'd love to see them come out and say, hey, you know, this is us, we can really play.
Samuel just shoved Bierhoff. He's got some strength, Samuel, because Bierhoff is no weakling. Flinks has done well. Beyond Kili Gonzalez, who's not the best defensively, let's be honest. Clario Lopez. Gallardo, the substitute, back to him. Oh, that's a lovely weighted ball. If he could really zip onto it now. Novotny was there with him. Seemed to lack self-belief ultimately then. Clario Lopez. Sorry. Gallardo. Zanetti coming into the middle. Now this is Kili Gonzalez. And again. Tippy-tappy toe football by Argentina. Possession football. And it's patient and it's neat. Zanetti. Quiroga. Zanetti in support. Making the run is Gustavo Lopez. This is Gallardo. Clario Lopez on the edge of the penalty. Sorin was there. Away by Ramelow. This is Zanetti. Looking for Sorin once again. Oh, it's fallen here to Clario Lopez. Chance for Argentina. And again, Lehmann blocks. Novotny away. A little bit fortunate with the bounce of the ball, but he clears, and another chance falls the way of Argentina and Claudio Lopez.
Well, look, Germany have had the better of the half territorially. Certainly Argentina have had the best chances, and the keeper's done well there to fish the ball away, but it was a tight angle, that the kind of shot you'd expect him to save.
4 blocks he's made now. Jens Lehmann, the 32-year-old from Dortmund, who's had such a terrific season. Went to World Cup '98, was on the bench. Went to Euro 2000 and was on the bench. That's a foul, I would have thought. Ballack tumbles. Achille Gonzalez, the offender. The Italians at national level, past masters of this, getting a foot in the middle third of the field to stop any opposition side building up a passing rhythm. This is Zanetti.
Probably half the Argentinian side plays in Serie A.
He's just got away from Sorin, and he got the worst of that actually from Linka. 32, comes from the old part of East Germany, Erfurt. Novotny.
I think the crowd have gone home, Jonathan.
Very quiet, isn't it? Now, Zanetti. Inter Milan. Gallardo, Achille Gonzalez. Sorin pulling out wide here on the left. This is the run of Claudio Lopez. Gallardo's on the edge of the penalty area, blocked away by Novotny. Second corner of the game for Argentina. Beginning to wander now and take up some good positions is Piojo Lopez. Novotny, experienced German captain. 37th cap. AC Milan apparently want him for £10 million. Leverkusen let him go. He's another one playing, you know, without full fitness. He's got a knee problem, Novotny. I thought he might have to have surgery and miss the World Cup. Gallardo's corner kick. Sorin at the near post. He came off Bierhoff. Oh, that's Novotny. It was wayward. Chance here for Argentina. Power effort by Gustavo Lopez, and a good block again. And though they say that Oliver Kahn is the world's #1 goalkeeper, it's an argument that David Seaman and co would dispute. Lehmann is doing very well for Germany.
Yes, he has, without doing anything too dramatic. They've all been straight at him, but he's stood up and he's dealt with all the shots. Again, you see the individual brilliance around the edge of the box. The great control volley here. It's just a ricochet across the box. The Germans desperate to clear it. And a good volley. The keeper's done all he should do there.
This is Bierhoff. Frinks. I saw it coming all the way. He's not the coolest, is he, under pressure? I mean, that could have gone anywhere.
Thankfully.
Samuel. Pochettino. Became a regular over the last 18 months or so, Pochettino. In the last phase of qualifying in particular. Sorin. Achille Gonzalez. Frinks would just shepherd it away and out of play. Lehmann. He replaced Stefan Kloss, who went to Rangers in the Dortmund side. Up goes Samuel. Ballack forward looking for Bierhoff. Bierhoff just pushed his man off it. Gallardo turning away from the enemies. Bypassing Ramelow. He got into the game. Klosser, so he pushed by Samuel, he was.
Again, a silly foul. I mean, Kloss is going nowhere. All he's going to do is stand up and shepherd him into a non-dangerous area.
There's Kenichi on the bench. We thought he was going to play today. Much was made of it. He's 35. Came back 2 games ago against Wales after a 6-year absence. A career blighted, of course, by drug abuse in the mid-90s, 93 it was, when he picked up his 13-month ban. This is Borma for Germany. Left foot, he's got a cannon in that boot. Bierhoff didn't get the touch.
Well, that was a chance for a goal scorer. I mean, it's a driven ball in by Boma. He's really rocketed the ball in, and it's fallen just in front of Beerhoff. You see here, nobody's closed him down too much. The speed of the ball that's come through, oh, just a pimple away. Just a touch, just a stud.
Go to World Cup 2002. Much vaunted Argentina, much hyped as well. I think England would have seen problems at the back. Certainly they'll know to expect a physical challenge from the South Americans in Sapporo. I wonder if he'll be there. Sorin, he was a regular through qualifying, played 14 of the 18 games. Novotny from the back really is lumpy, isn't it? To Oliver Bierhoff. Gallardo looks for Claudio Lopez, neatly done. Gustavo Lopez couldn't keep it in play though, throw into Germany. When you see though, the team of Germany's history, players who can bring the ball out of defence like Beckenbauer, and you see a centre-half stop it, lump it and look for a big centre-forward. It's a bit depressing, isn't it?
Not if you're English.
Not if you're Irish, it is.
The big thing about the Germans, though, you know, is they do tend to get it right on the night. When it comes to the tournaments, even if they haven't got their best players available, they're always there or thereabouts. And I think that's the biggest hope, to be honest with you. As we've said many, many times, it's not a vintage German side, but they do get it right in tournaments.
They have the big tournament experience. 78 games they've played in World Cup finals. They've won 45 of them. They look for Frinks. Scuttled down this right-hand side with purpose but no real end product, and he shoved his man in the back, and Samuel scuffed the ball at him then in anger. Oh, and he's gone down now as well.
I think he was annoyed he got shoved into the hoardings there.
Well, he was fit enough to come away from the hoardings. This was a push, no doubt about it there, a little nudge in the back. He went into the hoardings, but then he was okay and fit enough to come out and kick the ball after the German player. Sort of went down in delayed action. Hard man, he comes from a very hard upbringing. His father deserted the family when he was very young, with poor background. And it was his stepdad who took him to football, I gather. They say he's a future Argentinian captain and a future Roma captain. He's only 23, Watersound. Three minutes to the end of the first half. Sorin couldn't keep it in play. Fleets with the throw-in. Nope, it's Argentina's way. Not a throw-in at all, it's a free kick. Kili Gonzalez. It's for Gallardo. In behind Frinks, there's Sorin. Quickly turned square. Ramelow with the block. Sorin on the deck. Away by Linka. Not the most mobile, are they? Ramelow, Novotny, Linka. As Michael Owen found to his glee last September.
Really has been a sweet and sour performance though from Argentina, who've been quite delightful at times around the box and quite cynical, quite sour at other occasions.
Enemies was winded. Claudio Lopez, to Sorin. Ramelow with the challenge. Bierhoff. Play on. Gallardo. Chance for Gustavo Lopez. Defended well. Metzelder with him.
I think Metzelder's been a big plus for Germany in the first half. He looks big and mobile, gets forward when he can. He's made one or two outstanding tackles, and he certainly put his stamp on the place, I'm sure.
First of a full season with Borussia Dortmund. Started off with the Schalke 04 side. Well, in many ways it's been an unpleasant first half. Almeida was across there, but look at Pochettino saying, simply get up, Ballack who's down.
Well, he's had a niggly game. I mean, he's been fouled. He has fouled. He's found it hard to get away from Almeida, as we've said, and well, who knows what's happened here. Not an awful lot, by the way. He's just got out.
Well, he's unhappy with the Spanish official. Almeida was the man, a brush.
Oh, well.
Let's have a look at it from this angle then. How much contact was made? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Bruce Lee lives.
Michael Ballack. If that's all it takes, really. He's cheating. He's trying to get the player sent off. Ramelow. Almeida into Gallardo. 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. Scruffy old half. Punctuated with ill feeling. This is Klose. Bierhoff is it inside left. Klose still goes. Fires up and over. And he got a hat-trick earlier on this year against Israel. Has 5 in 8 games for Germany. Is seen as the great hope for goal-scoring success in the future, but it was rising all the while.
Well, at least he was positive. He ran toward goal and he took his chance.
Just in the air by Gustavo Lopez. Metzelder to Ramelow. Lehmann squirted it rather by Jens Jeremies. This is Kili Gonzalez. Lopez. Dario Lopez. Gonzalez once again. Tried to just lay it in neatly to Gustavo Lopez. It's been a good first half for Michael Ballack.
Very frustrating for him. You see there when the Argentinians broke, they had 5 players in the box as the cross came in. And they will be a very dangerous side if they can just keep 11 players on the pitch.
Pochettino. Caballero. Oh dear. Go on.
Different.
A little bit wayward from Pochettino. Until he won't smile. His coach, they say, is rather rugged. Well, the whistle blows at the end of the first half, in which ill tempers and poor challenges have stood out. Jens Jeremies, one of the worst challenges we've seen all season, put Aymar, the creative Argentinian midfield genius, out of the game, and the referee perhaps has been the busiest man out there. Anyway, coming up in a few moments, the thoughts of Pat Nevin back in the studio. Jens Jeremies swapping shirts with Gallardo, on for the injured Aymar, Gustavo Lopez, Claudio Lopez, and Kili Gonzalez down the left-hand side. And the 2 substitutions confirmed for Germany. Baumann on for Linke and Ricken on for Boma. And Germany in the slate grey jerseys, the white shorts and the grey socks will get us off and underway in the second half, kicking from right to left down towards the Stuttgart end of the Gottlieb Daimler Stadium. Moving forward to Ballack. Now this is Ricken into Jens Jeremies. There's been a change with Frinks coming to the left-hand side. He started the game as the right wing-back. He's come to the left in the second with Ricken on the far side, on the right. Baumann has simply moved in for Linke as the right side centre-back of the 3. That's Gustavo Lopez. Again, turning so easily beyond the statuesque Ramelow. Flicked on by Klose. Bierhoff gives it back. Allowed to turn, and the referee's playing advantage here. Back at him though. Shoulder to shoulder. Quiroga. No free kick given, and Klose, the Polish-born Kaiserslautern striker, just blinks in disbelief.
Well, it was a clumsy tackle there by Zanetti, who there have been 1 or 2 questions asked about his defending over the years. Everybody knows he's excellent going forward and very, very quick, but defensively at times. And really, it was 50-50 there. They were both leaning on each other.
Throw to Germany. Amistoso wanted it. It's Ricken. Off Sorin. What a great goal he scored against Juventus for Dortmund in the '97 Champions League final in Munich. Lars Ricken. Gallardo. Not a good ball, and certainly while Argentina have the likes of Kili Gonzalez, we've spoken about him, and Sorin buzzing, and this man Gallardo in great talent, I think England will be unduly worried with what they've seen. Gustavo Lopez. Sorin made the run, and Sorin got there, and Argentina have the lead within the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Sorin scoring, and the co-favourites for World Cup 2002 are ahead against what has traditionally been Europe's top challengers.
Well, you can see what the Argentines are all about here. I mean, it's a great break down the right-hand side. I think it's Lopez that's cut inside on his left foot. And Sorin's just got in front of the defender. It's an unstoppable header. And really, hopefully, both sides can settle down now and put a little bit of charm into the game, which is totally lacked that.
Sorin scores for Argentina, his 6th goal in 35 internationals. The only man they've brought across to play here from South America. And what a good decision by Manuel Bielsa, the coach. Ariel Ortega left behind, now plays back at River Plate. This is Ricken. Bierhoff's return had too much weight. Just, I think, in key areas, Germany, Joe, lacked mobility. They were standing ball watching there. We've just seen Uli Stieler come onto the field of play to make a presentation at half-time. He was at the back, he could bring the ball out, he was fairly nimble, he was a hard man. And, they've always had more mobile defenders, also better footballing defenders than I think we're seeing in this current generation.
Well, we keep saying it, Jonathan. I mean, the Germans aren't fancied, and you can see why. You see here the goal again. I mean, it's a great header. It's a terrific, where you want your wide midfield to come in from the left and get across the defender. It's a great goal.
Got across Baumann, who's just been brought on as a substitute by that man, Rudi Völler. And sitting alongside him is his assistant coach, by the way. Sorin, the goal scorer, away.
How Rudi Völler would improve the Germans at the moment. They do look toothless.
This is Ballack. Again, lack of understanding with Bierhoff. It's up to Rudi Völler and Michael Skibber, who used to play for Schalke, was the Borussia Dortmund coach, to sort things out for Ballack and co. Frustrating evening for a man who's been in super form as well for his club Leverkusen this season. His 15 league goals. Gallardo. Latest to be the whole man behind the front two, the Aymar role, the Ortega role, the Ortega Armando Maradona role. Foul by Almeida. Latest to wear the long hair and the wristband, Khadija style.
Again, there's not an awful lot of that. Both players have got their arms out as they're tussling. Almeida's been outstanding. For me, the player of the game up to now.
Fleets with the free kick. Back in there, straight at the wall. They were never back the full distance when he took the free kick. Second, that's a good ball. Second time I'm asking. Dipped in dangerously. Sven has seen anything here that will unduly worry him about Argentina that he didn't know before? He knew the power of Almeida, he knew that Claudio Lopez has a neat turn, a foot up front, he knew how strong Samuel was at the back.
I think at the moment, though, Jonathan, we still haven't seen the Argentines' best side together. You know, they've had so many injuries and so many changes. All they're seeing in the moment is a collection of individuals. But what we are seeing is that there is talent there to make a great side.
Ballack, wayward crossfield ball. The whistle starting from the German fans, who, from the word go, really have got behind their side tonight. In a very muted evening in Stuttgart. Sorin, the goal scorer. actually have the upper hand in meetings between the two sides. 6 victories for the Germans, 5 in 13 games. In the World Cup 58, Germany won it 3-1. But at Villa Park in World Cup 66, it was a 0-0 draw. Away by Ramelow. Bags of time for Pochettino.
Argentina are very, very comfortable at the moment. I mean, it's a great opportunity for them to gain some confidence, really get hold of the ball, pass it round and score a major blow to Germany. Really knock their chances.
They've had the better chances, haven't they, themselves, Argentina? Lehmann's made 5 or 6 stops. This man has had very little to do. Caballero.
Well, the biggest danger is still free kicks and corners because of the size of the Germans, but in terms of creativity, movement and pace, there's been very little to offer.
Gallardo, Zanetti. Zanetti wants to take the throw. Gustavo Lopez, and this is Gallardo. Metzelder, Gustavo Lopez on his shoulder. Yep, that's the correct decision. Zanetti, Almeida, Gallardo. Good run in from Zanetti. Initially it opened up that gap to Gallardo. Here he is again now, Zanetti. That's a lovely looking cross, looking for Piojo Lopez. Bierhoff for Germany, stretches. Novotny brought down, free kick.
That was a terrific cross from Zanetti. That's what I meant first half, when he can take people on, get round the back, and you can almost imagine Batistuta arriving at the far post with that brilliant cross.
Sorin, who really had a super World Cup qualifying campaign with his 2 goals in 14 games. He lost in Brazil by 3 goals to 1, but apart from that, it was a magnificent run through qualifying for them. And now they look for Zanetti. He's got inside Franks. He's confident enough to do that. Gustavo Lopez to take him on at the second time. No one in to punish Lehmann. Maybe Lehmann knew it.
The speed of the break caught everybody out there. I mean, Zanetti was spring-heeled initially, got away from everybody, and then it's a decent cross, but as you say, nobody in the box.
This is Zanetti. Ballack. Now Ramelow. Is it once again? To a back 4 almost, Germany, haven't they, with Ramelow back in there now. Drops forward back into his midfield position. There he is with Soren on his shoulder. Fair head Ramelow. This is Jens Novotny, the German skipper. To Ballack. Jens Jeremies. Bierhoff, Jeremies once again, swiped across it. And that's possibly the first meaningful thing Caballero's had to do.
It's the best move of the game from the Germans. Good passing, incisive passing, a good layoff here from Bierhoff to Ballack, and then put wide for Jeremies, who's hit the target. A decent, certainly a good chance for the Germans.
It's a much better second half, isn't it? As if they've forgotten all about the Battle of Stuttgart, put it behind them and got on with playing football. First half, there were petty vendetta after vendetta. Left a nasty taste in the mouth. Left Pat Nevin back in the studio in London describing the Argentinian defenders as assassins at one stage. The worst challenge, though, we saw the evening was by far away Jens Jeremies on Aymar. This is Gustavo Lopez, neatly done. Soren's in there again. The frightening thing about Argentina's quality is yet to come into this side. The player's not available. Crespo back. There's a man who scored 9 goals in 12 qualifying games. Batistuta, perhaps even already on the bench. Ricker to Jens Jeremies, pokes it into Bierhoff. Good block by Samuel. Ramelow to Ricken once again. Out by Zanetti. Metzelder. Frinks, his first touch let him down. Balak back to Novotny. Now this is Jens Jeremies. Very ambitious. Only got one goal for Germany, his 29 internationals, Jeremies. What's he thinking about Rudy Voller, do you think?
He's wishing he could get his boots on and get out there, I'm sure. That man did know about movements in the box, coming and going and drifting away from people.
Certainly, substitutes warming up. Martin Max of TSV 1860 Munich could be making his debut. He's the Bundesliga top scorer with 16 league goals, as he was in 99-2000 with 19. He's called up to make his debut at 33 years of age. I think he's been around a long time, Martin Max. For Borussia Mönchengladbach, 6 years, Schalke with 5 seasons there. With all due respect, if he was going to do it on the world stage, he'd have done it by now, wouldn't he?
Hardly a prodigy, but it's just too late. I mean, there's no way around it at 34, it's too late.
Baumann. Sharp, was there? Certainly was my Walter Samuel. The pedigree Rudy Voller had at international level himself. There's Michael Skipper alongside him. Rudy Voller 47 goals in 90 internationals. What can Germany do here? Flicked on by Baumann. Headed in by Novotny. Offside flag was raised anyway. One of the German substitutes warming up, Carsten Janka. It's the assistant referee. Caught Klosser in an offside position. Caballero away. Gustavo Lopez goes to the return. Argentina sharper to the ball. We know they're certainly more determined and harder in the challenge. They're by far the better team, I think, here. Good refereeing. Waited to see if advantage could be played.
At the moment they're winning with a double handful, and they're all close passing, short passing, great control, touch here, touch there, and they look as if they could go on and get more goals if they really put themselves to it.
It's the night they really wanted to show Europe's top nations exactly what a good side they are, and they're doing it. Gustavo Lopez has fouled his man.
I think Metzelder's done well tonight. He's held his line and he's defended well, made several good tackles, and looked a useful addition to their squad. No doubt he's fouled.
Here come the substitutions. First man to come on could well be Santiago Solari for Argentina. As Frinks picks it up now for Germany. Looks for Bierhoff, who's sagging rather. He's forced to throw in off Quiroga. Badly at all in his debut. But as Pat was pointing out, some of his challenges in the opening 15 minutes were very hard. Santiago Solari of Real Madrid is going to come on. His uncle played against England in World Cup '66, Solari. Injury problem meanwhile, as you can see. So who that is who's down, Joe? Solari, 25 years of age. This is his 4th cap. He was recommended to Real Madrid by Fernando Redondo. Not a bad recommendation. Fernando Redondo, I hasten to add, is his cousin. Football in the family. What is that that's down?
It's hard to say. It was as play's
going off. Must be him. must admit, I didn't see the incident myself. Marcelo Gallardo on as a substitute for Aymar, playing off the front two. He's the man who's going off. And Solari will come on. Well, that's a worry for Argentina. They've got less problems than Germany in terms of long-term injuries, less problems than England have at the moment with the Beckham situation. Solari on and Gallardo off for Argentina then. 62 minutes on the clock. I don't think they were going to take Gallardo off when they started to warm up Solari. That's why I was a wee bit surprised. As soon as they saw that he was down injured, made up their minds for them. That's away by Pochettino. Sorry. Solari's first contribution in the game is to roll forward in pain from his right knee, but how much of that is anguish and how much of that is theatre? Doesn't touch the ball.
Well, it's Arman Yeremeyev again who's involved. It's hard to see shy of the replay how bad it was and what it was. But
he's in real pain, isn't he? Look at that. I don't think that's theatre. I think that's genuine, is it?
Yes, but it's more that he's caught his studs afterwards. I don't think it's a particularly bad tackle by Yeremeyev. In fact, it wasn't even given as a foul. There he is saying, look, how can I be guilty?
Well, Gallardo injured, Aymar injured. Argentina leading 1-0. How cross an evening would it be for them? We're still looking at Simeone coming back in. Let's have a look at it again. Immediately held the back of his knee, Joe.
Well, I don't know whether it's a low hamstring or it's knee ligaments there, but he looks in pain. It certainly is genuine.
His sixth cap, Solari, in all competitions, though it's difficult to judge how many of those are official. The official FIFA stats have him at 3 caps. It looks as if he's going to have to come off, and the man that's going to come on for him is Javier Saviola, who we wanted to see in action anyway. The 20-year-old from Barcelona. The world's most expensive teenager at £21 million. Or will he have to wait his moment? Is Solari okay? We'll wait and see.
Well, he nearly ended up in all the Argentinian pub quizzes there about coming on and going off without touching the ball, but he might be okay. Perhaps it's not too bad. Yeah, it's the magic spread though.
He'd be all right. I think we will see Saviola though. Solari's okay. Ballack. Pochettino away. Surely offside. Dario Lopez. Ricken. Sorin. And again looks for it. Solari. Dario Lopez, well, he played early, and by the time it came through to him, he's 5 yards offside. No wonder he's screaming. The referee, I think, has pulled things back for a free kick for a challenge, and Argentina were fortunate there because he delayed and delayed Solari.
Yes, they were lucky there because Baumann in the end, well, you can see he's just nicked him from behind. But Baumann had stepped up to play them offside, but the foul's been given. Rightly so.
Solari. Walter Samuel forward. 66 minutes on the clock. Argentina leading with a 1-0. Let's hear the thoughts of Pat Nevin.
Yeah, it's strange to watch him now that I think the Germans almost look average. You know, I've been saying it before, but they don't look as if they've got anything major or different to produce. And I hope we don't say that and score a goal. But to be honest, I don't think they've looked special at any time during the game, and they've had very, very few. I'll give over to Jonathan.
It's a yellow card, but he was the last man back. Did Germany have a clear run in of goal then? It was closer. Quiroga, very high. Closer gets in behind him. He's pulled him twice. And I think Samuel would have been too far away to close. Was that a red card incident, Joe?
Well, I think it was a red card. I think the referee's taking the point of view that Samuel's around, but he was the wrong side of the ball. He had too much room to make up to get back to closer. And for me, close is free there. That's a definite red card.
Well, we've seen some unsavoury stuff tonight. But now Germany have an opportunity. Ballack standing over the ball. Jens Janemy is there as well. Ricken is to the right. I'm sure it'll be Ballack to have a dig at goal. He had one first half effort that was very tame. Ricken moves now to the left of the ball. 6 men in that Argentina wall. Ballack it is, drove it, just wide. Splendid effort. Low and razor-like cutting a swathe through the Argentina box.
A ferocious strike, and he's kept it low. The wall of inch forward, and well, the keeper wouldn't have saved it. There's no doubt it was on target. You see Rudy Voller there cursing all his luck, but Ballack's first real contribution to the game in what's been a hard game for him tonight, but a great strike. Not quite there, still 1-0.
22 minutes remain. Saviola. Germany warming up for Carsten Janker. Caballero away. Gustavo Lopez under the pressure of the Metzelder challenge wilted. Closer. Comes off Quiroga. Ballack will leave the throw in, I would think, for Frinks. There's Carsten Janker to come on. Big Bayern Munich striker at 6'3". Hasn't scored this season in Bundesliga football in 16 games for Bayern. Zanetti should clear. Gustavo Lopez worked hard to get in there. Solari once again. Tall, lithe Solari. Almeida looking for Kili Gonzalez. He gets back to cover. We've seen Argentina once or twice bothered by set pieces, especially in the air. With Janker coming on now, it'll be interesting to see how they cope with a really orthodox Western European old bustling centre forward.
Well, he's big and he does work hard. He had an excellent game in the playoff game against Ukraine, and it's a straight swap one for another. Bierhoff comes off, Janker comes on. This is the newer model, but not quite as classy.
Bierhoff, 33 goals and 61 internationals. Janker, 6 in 22. Big Tiger Woods fan. I wonder if he had a bet at the weekend. And by Ballack. Janker. I think both Janker and Bierhoff will go to Korea and Japan. Ooh, that was dawdling. Almeida was scored in possession. This is a good little spell for Germany. Frinks take on Zanetti. Good defending by Zanetti. Almeida away. Awkward for Claudio Lopez to deal with. Frinks finds Ballack. Metzelder looks for Janker. Pochettino saying he was foul, but he was trying to be very balletic in the clearance.
I think the referee acknowledged that he was fouled, but said play on.
Now they look for Claudio Lopez. That's a brilliant ball. Lopez checks back. Novotny's there with it. Stumbles. Is the chance gone? It has now.
Oh, what a waste there. A fantastic pass from the back there. I think it was Kili Gonzalez hit a full 50-yard pass over the shoulder there, and then really had a chance to shoot Lopez. Should have taken it.
They won't play him through the middle, Ojo, in the World Cup finals. They'll have a Crespo in there or a Batistuta in there. Lopez will probably play where Gustavo Lopez is playing tonight, wider on the right-hand side.
Well, they have a wealth of talent, and I mean, you can see enough. They're so frustrating because there's times their close play, their close passing, their control is absolutely phenomenal, and then all of a sudden they do something cynical or something sloppy.
Can we beat them?
Well, of course we can beat them. Of course we can beat them. But you've got to say also that with all this talent, if they have one of their great days, you've got your hands full.
Almeida take the free kick. So Sorin. Come on, ball. Argentina's third of the night. They lead by a goal to nil into the last 17.5 minutes. Solari will take the corner kick. Sorin is on the penalty spot. Behind him, Pochettino. Quiroga and Samuel all in there as well. Came off Sorin. Oh, goodness me, that hurt. Jensen Motley flush in the face from Quiroga. Kili Gonzalez has given it away. Chases up after it.
Well, he's worked ferociously for the team tonight, Kili Gonzalez. He's been everywhere. He's made good passes, he made poor passes and then chased his mistakes, but you can't fault his work rate.
Play for Valencia in the Champions League final. Juventus still interested in Kili Gonzalez, they have been for a while. Novotny looked old there, didn't he? Shot very quickly wide. Can Solari keep it in play? It wasn't a bad effort by Claudio Lopez to work it out wide so quickly.
Well, they cornered Novotny with the ball 2-on-1 and made him make a mistake and then broke quickly, and it's unfortunate there. There was good passing.
So is that. This is Ballack. Early ball in, looking for Klose. Came off Almeida. But a much brighter second half. Ricken will take the corner kick for Germany. Made by Almeida, not great distance, he scuffed it, Yanko was in there. They took Claudio Lopez's head off. Here he comes. Still Claudio Lopez, and still. That's offside. Clearly said fury. To no avail.
Well, he's only 3 yards offside, really, so you can understand his frustration.
Here come Argentina again. Zanetti. Germany are physically wilting here, I think. They suddenly look like a collection of ageing players. Ramelow has had no forceful effect on the game at all, and Germany are thinking of another substitution. It's going to be Sebastian Kehl of Borussia Dortmund, 22-year-old, to come on. Pochettino away. That's Solari. Kili Gonzalez has only just got back there now. Looking back, putting his hand out from the earlier attack where he thought he was onside. Argentina, also another substitution. It's going to be Saviola to come on for Argentina. Now, we've waited to see this boy in action for Argentina in Europe. Had his debut in August of the year 2000 against Paraguay. Germany have taken Jeremies off to bring on Kehl, and Argentina are taking Gustavo Lopez off. to bring on Saviola.
Well, as you say, we're all waiting to see Saviola. We've seen him in the Champions League, and a great talent he certainly is. And a great cheer from the Argentinian fans who've made the trip over here, and obviously a very, very popular player for the present and the future.
Here he comes. The baby-faced 20-year-old from the Buenos Aires area, scored after just 53 minutes of his debut in Argentinian football for River Plate, and has carried on scoring. What can he do here to add some drama to the last 13 minutes? The drama coming up a little bit later on Channel 5, the movie at 10 o'clock, David Duchovny movie, Playing God. This is Novotny. By Almeida, Saviola, good, snappy, quick turn, but Kale had really committed himself. Kili Gonzalez, Saviola's through the middle, great pace, brought down by Baumann. Suddenly went into jet-propelled pace with that kick there, and Baumann was across him.
They broke very quickly, and it was the wrong option. I think it was Gonzalez again who had an option to pass the ball to the right, and where three players were waiting, and didn't come.
Free kick to Argentina. 12 minutes to go.
Game really needs that second goal for Argentina to stamp their authority and kill Germany off, or to set up a grandstand finish if the Germans should score. But
in the end, it was wide by Solari. Again, they were looking for Pochettino in there and Samuel. No answer at the moment, no cut and thrust, no creativity, and just listen to the atmosphere created by the Stuttgart fans. Exactly.
I think they know, Jonathan. I think that their silence tells you that they know that this is an ordinary German side with very, very little hope for the big one.
Now Kale. Novotny. Metzelder. Frinks. Metzelder takes it very easily off Zanetti, chased by Almeida. Quiroga with the block. Zelda, the Dortmund side, who are trailing Leverkusen by 5 points in the Bundesliga at the moment. Frinks with the throw. Ballack has forced the corner kick. Will go right in on the goalkeeper here. Frinks will take the corner kick. Metzelder's in at the near post as well. Ballack's on the edge of the 6-yard area. Headed up. Oh, there's a little push. I was going to say that it was dropping kindly for Kale for a big, fat, juicy right foot volley. It's
amazing that the South American conception of defending there. Almeida had both arms round Metzelder, and he couldn't move, never mind attack the ball, he just couldn't move, and the foul's given the other way. It's
something they say they're going to crack down on in the World Cup finals, that and the cheating, the diving.
Well, you would hope so.
I think they'll crack down on the diving. I think you'll see a number of red cards in the first few games. Almost inevitably happens every World Cup, but whether or not they cut down on the manhandling in the penalty area, I'll wait until I see it. Saviola. Chase to the corner flag. Goal kick. I don't think I've ever been at a quieter international.
Well, there's supposed to be 55,000 people in here tonight, and it is unreal.
Up goes Big Yanker to get his first touch, and Ballack took it away from him. Pochettino to Quiroga. Only at Saviola. Yanker heads on.
by Pochettino.
Ironic cheers there as Yanker heads on amongst the German fans. He's never been the most popular player with the fans here. I suppose when you think of the past strikers that they've had, he's certainly not from that mould.
Well, there is an animosity between Munich and Stuttgart. That's Novotny. Frinks. Ballack. A couple of yard space. Quiroga was very quickly to get out and close on him. He's had a strong debut, Facundo Quiroga. Dario Lopez. Kili Gonzalez gives width. Lopez really speeding off after it, and Novotny, clever defending. Cut down on the angle with him.
Good defending by Novotny there, because Lopez had the first yard on him, but like most big fellas, once he got into his stride, he really stretched and showed a good turn of foot.
Martin Max is going to make his debut for Germany any moment now. He's the 33-year-old we were telling you about. Originally from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's been at Munich now for a couple of years. I believe there was a little bit of interest in him from some Premiership clubs, but he's just signed another contract. It'll take him to the end of his career. And Torsten Frinks is the man who comes off for him. Started on the right side as the right wing-back moved to the left in the second half. What are your thoughts on him, Frinks?
Well, he looks like a lot of the Germans tonight. They're a great team playing in grey shirts with great players.
I'd say Martin Max has 7 minutes to try and earn himself a ticket with Rudi Voller's team to Korea and Japan. The next game is in Freiburg against Kuwait on the 9th of May. Here's Argentina's Solari. Motley to the ground, Solari skipping. Metzelder puts it behind. No, Germany have a lot of players to come back. This is nothing like their full squad. Scholl would be in there, Heinrich would be in the Ziege, Neuville, Deisler certainly. Argentina have plenty to spare as well. Argentina's 4th corner kick of the night. Sonin's at the near post. Lehmann's come a long, long way.
I think he's done his cause no harm at all. I mean, we all know that Oliver Kahn will be their first choice and is one of the best keepers around. He's done well tonight, Lehmann. Had no chance with the goal, has made several decent saves.
A little bit of criticism this week in the papers over here. Oliver Kahn, Klaus Argenthaler. Remember him, Joe? He was one of the first to say that apparently Oliver Kahn tends to be a wee bit arrogant on occasion. I don't know whether that's true. Anyway, here's Claudio Lopez. Powerful drive. And Lehmann again got his hand to it.
Yes, he's done well. His positioning is good there. It's all opinions. I mean, I personally don't think Kahn's as great as other people say he is. I even see that he's #1 in the world with some people, which for me certainly isn't. But he's certainly a very decent keeper, a very big keeper, and he will be their #1 in the World Cup.
Corner kick to Argentina, 1-0 up. That was Quiroga. And they keep it in play here. Saviola of Barcelona. Was he pushed off it? No. The feeble actually. But he wins it back again from closer. Here's Saviola. Chance for Argentina. Sorin was in there, just taken away from him. And Solari's foot was raised too high.
Well, I was just going to say he looked a little bit weak there, and he was brushed off the ball, and he won it back. Saviola ran along the byline and almost created the second goal.
5 minutes to go. Yanker's fouled his man. It's been like a rock, Samuel, hasn't it, all the way through?
You would like to upset him, would you?
Was it necessary, though, all that in the first half? And, you know, they made their mark on Germany in the opening 10 minutes. We're here, this is the job we're going to do. You mess with us and we'll mess with you.
Well, they came out to mark out their territory, didn't they? And it is a trait in the game. I think that anywhere that they play in the world, they can't help themselves at times.
Max has it. No free kick. Throw in only for Germany. Martin Max picks himself up. Leave the throw though. In it comes from Sebastian Kehl. Looking with a flick on in there of Ballack. Nearly comes to Max, nearly comes to Janka. Hardly had the turning circle of a Michael Owen. Kehl once again.
They look very, very fit, very fast, Argentina. They won't fail for mobility. The only doubt is their temperament. We know everything else will be right about them. And you see even here, they get bodies around the ball very quickly, they get their blocks in, they clear the ball, and then they get to the first ball out and win it back again. But it's just that temperament out.
He knows how tough they are, though, the coach, Bielsa, and he says they've got a lot of that from playing in the toughest leagues in the world. Diego Placente plays his football in the Bundesliga with Leverkusen, and he's about to come on. He's had a very good season. He's by Leverkusen, have gone through in the Champions League. Players in the Argentinian squad based in Spain with the likes of Atletico Madrid, Milan in Italy, Inter, Lazio, Parma, so on and so on. And the German players are still here in the Bundesliga, from the strong Dortmund side, from the strong Bayer Leverkusen side. I don't think necessarily they are the stars. The German players, the homegrown players, are the stars of those sides anymore. Caballero with a goal kick for Argentina. Looks like a clean sheet for him in his 8th cap. Placente comes on. The man who goes off for Argentina is Kili Gonzalez. He's had a couple of lovely runs as the game has gone on down that left-hand side.
I think he's worked hard. He's looked a great soldier, or more than that. He's obviously a talented player. But again, his passport stamped and ready. He'll be in Japan.
Placente can play left side midfield, can play left wing back. He'll go as well, I'm sure of that. Though he only played in a couple of World Cup qualifiers. This is only his 6th cap, 24 years of age. It's Leverkusen, £3 million. And off goes Kili Gonzalez.
I wouldn't be surprised if the referee hadn't had a word at half-time with both teams, Jonathan. The marked different second half, with only really the one cynical foul from Quiroga in the whole of the second half.
Closer. Oh, that's a terrible touch. Zanetti. Done well. Metzelder. Novotny's never looked at ease with the ball at his feet. And the Beckenbauer, the Mateus, the Stielicke mould. Ramelo's done very little. From Argentina once again. Saviola wanted it played in.
How noticeable there, though, Lopez and Placente working to get the ball back. At this level, with minutes left in the game, they're still working hard.
And Samuel is top of the picture there on the left-hand side over by the far touchline. 5 minutes of stoppage time to play, mainly to the injury that Solari had when he came on. He was down for a while, and also the injury to Gallardo. But it's interesting there when Samuel went forward, Almeida instantly dropped back as cover. Once or twice the Germans have been slower to work cohesively as a team. Much better understanding for Argentina. Almeida will be one of the cornerstones of their World Cup. Solari. Placente. Holds it. Was fouled.
They all come on with the same characteristics. They can all keep the ball, they get the body in, they can take the ball comfortably anyway and go out facing the way that they want to go with the ball. Their technique is absolutely terrific.
Undefeated in 22 games since the start of 2000. Max can't keep it in.
Well, you wouldn't call it a 1-0 hammering because Argentina haven't really had as many goal chances as you would like to see from the play, but certainly it's been very, very comfortable. It's a long time, since you've seen the German side beaten so comprehensively, only going back to England's performance here. But
now this is Zanetti. He's tumbled off the ball. Solari. Quiroga. Back to Solari once again. Janka with the block. Pochettino will defend comfortably. Samuel is there. Whoa, that's a bit risky. Look for, he was looking for Ballack. It was Ricken's pass to Ballack. Saw the run, but it was misplaced. Too much weight on the pass.
But the door was closed, Jonathan. As soon as they lost the ball, Almeida was back in there. He was alongside his centre-halves, and they ended up with 5 defenders in the box from losing the ball. There's a lot to be impressed by them.
You know how wonderful some of their attacking football can be, but they've shown their grittier qualities tonight as well. They've shown their iron qualities at the back. This is Solari. Saviola calling for it. Great dummy. Zanetti. Did he power one here? Well, he got power behind it, but it was always veering wide. Couple of minutes to go. Janka's control let him down, so did the Zanettis. Metzelder. Saviola was the man who fouled it. Metzelder, the Jens Novotny. Regular since World Cup 98 for Lothar Matthäus. Jankas, he fouled his man, yep. Big lighthouse up front for German football. It's strange, isn't it, that at club level, Dortmund, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, Schalke, very strong, getting stronger it seems, season in, season out, German football. And yet at national level, I thought, you know, once they beat the Ukraine, they might have turned the corner again, Joe, but it's been very ineffective from them tonight.
Well, you would say in their defence that this is, at the highest level, this is the world's number 2 side. And they might go on to be the world's number 1 side, you never know, but they certainly haven't had too much of a look in tonight.
Into the last minute. This is Almeida's free kick. Offside against Antonio Lopez.
I think he was a little bit unfortunate though.
A couple of chances. Antonio Lopez to enlarge the score. This is Lehmann away downfield. That's the biggest roar of the night from the German fans. Put away by Pochettino. Angled in by Metzelder. Away under pressure by Samuel. Done well, Walter Samuel. He's a left back at Boca Juniors. Really turned into a left side centre back since he came to Europe with Roma. And it's a corner to Germany, if they get on with it, because I make it the 5 minutes of stoppage time are up now. And the goalkeeper Lehmann's gone forward. Jens Lehmann has gone up into the penalty area. The last throw of the dice for Germany. Deflected high. Metzelder on. And the full-time whistle blows. And Germany, traditionally Europe's strongest World Cup finals competitors, have been beaten at home by Argentina, ranked 2 in the world, and many people's favourites to win this competition.